Okay, you guys, so Quincy is being accused of snatching some glasses off a woman's face and trying to break them in half. Now, we all know that yesterday Diddy found out what his sentencing would be, and his kids were all there. So one woman and her daughter were there, and the mom was wearing these Meta glasses. Now, for those of you who don't know what Meta glasses are, they are smart glasses that Meta, you know, the Facebook company, made with Ray-Ban. Now, they look like regular glasses or sunglasses, but they have a tiny camera built into the frame. They can record videos and take pictures. Now, the woman mentioned she had the clear ones, so they probably look like regular everyday glasses. And that's the whole thing with these things. They are very sneaky, okay? You won't know unless you know. But Quincy, he was up on game. Now, when he walked up, he noticed the glasses and he snatched the glasses clean off this lady's face. Now, she's claiming he also tried to break the glasses in half. Take a listen.
Tell me why we're in New York trying to get in the courthouse, right? And we're waiting in line, and Diddy's children come walking in to get in. Quincy Brown notices my mom's glasses and snatches them off of her face, like just mid-stride. He stops walking into the courthouse and snatches them. And then try to break my glasses. Why not just tell the security guard that I'm recording or whatever? That would have been better. Why would you just come and snatch that? Yeah. Why would you just come snatch that off my face like that? I mean, that's wrong. What would y'all would have did? Tell me in the comments what would y'all done in this situation if it was y'all? Because to me, that I just think it's messed up. And I have some footage. I have the footage of him walking up towards me, and then I have a still shot of him when he had my glasses in his hand, and it captured a picture of him with it in his hand. So tell me what y'all would have done. I'm gonna attach the video at the end. So I mean, he done messed up my whole time. You know, like that's what people are here for. They hear the video of them and to see Diddy and to see, you know, to see what's going on. And for you to do that, man, that just really done broke my spirit.
Hold on. Look what she got.
Put your phone on.
But this is the thing also, recording inside a courthouse is not allowed. So technically, the mom shouldn't have had those glasses on and recording in the first place. But what she's saying is Quincy didn't go to security or anything like that. He just walked up and snatched the glasses off of her face. But to be real with you, I mean, I get both sides. I mean, tensions are high, okay? I'm sure all the kids are on edge, and he found that she was violating their privacy, so he took actions into his own hands. But on the other hand, you cannot just go up to someone and snatch something off their face and try to break it in half. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Quincy was out of line for doing that? Or do you think he was just trying to protect his family's privacy? And FYI, in case you don't know, Diddy was sentenced yesterday to 4 years and 2 months with 14 months credited for his conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Now, he was also ordered to pay a $500,000 fine and will have 5 years of supervised release after his prison sentence. Now, I don't know if you guys heard, but before the sentence was given, y'all, Diddy had already made bookings in Miami, y'all. Club appearances, all of that. This man knew he was getting ready to get out. And I'm wondering, once the prosecutors found out about that, did they change their mind and give him more time? Because let's be real, to move like that is very arrogant. I mean, if I was the prosecutor, if I was going to go light on you, I'm not going light on you anymore. But I'm not surprised because that falls right under the things that he would do, okay? But I want to know, what do you guys feel about this situation? Who do you feel is right and who do you feel is wrong? And what do you feel about the sentence that Diddy got? Do you think he's gonna get out a lot earlier? Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. But that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
First, I want to say I'm sorry that happened to you. That was assault, and I would have put belt to ass to Quincy, okay? And we all would have been in jail, sitting in there with Diddy. And Quincy, you ain't even...
So you have this woman and her daughter go to the Diddy trial. And we all know they're not supposed to be recording. But she tried to sneak and record. Now, she was using those glasses with the camera on it and thought she was slick. Quincy, hey, this is how I'm feeling in the comments about this situation. One, you already know you weren't supposed to be doing this shit. too. They not on trial. They need privacy and respect too. The fact that you doing something that you know you aren't supposed to be doing, when people gonna start taking accountability of the dumb shit they be doing? Your ass went up there for free clout, free pictures, and tried to see celebrities. You a grown ass woman. You make you a fucking Sunday dinner. Let your daughter bring you back the pictures and the gossip and the info. What you doing down there for? To tell y'all the truth, y'all, I really don't even think that it was Quincy that tried to grab the glasses. He pointed and told the security guard, and I feel like the security guard was the one who did that. But of course, she chasing clout. She gonna say it's Quincy to put a name on it. That's where that video at. Why you ain't post that one? Like, you can't play victim after you get done doing some bullshit. You wrong. I'm sticking with that. Nobody else ain't gonna say it.
The judge looked Diddy right in the face right before handing him a 4-year sentence and said, "You will forever be associated with Cassie and Jane. You can't wash them away." This after his attorney spent hours defending his character. Brian Steele said Diddy is a leader, a civil rights leader. Talked about his success and how he's given back to his community. He talked about the charter schools that he started. They also said that he shouldn't be punished for being an addict and that he got addicted to painkillers after getting surgery. They said that everything has been taken away from him. His freedom, his businesses, his reputation destroyed. They even said the money is gone. But they say despite all the bad things he's done, he's still a good man and that he needs help with his anger and drug addiction. So then the defense went back and talked about when the prosecution said that he already has speaking engagements lined up. And they said, no, it's not speaking engagements, it's teaching engagements. In fact, he plans to be a motivational speaker of sorts, going from prison to program to program to help inspire people and use his own story of hitting rock bottom to show that you can pick yourself back up again. They said it's healing. Now, the prosecutor spoke one last time, saying that Diddy showed us exactly who he was when he didn't know the cameras were rolling in that hotel attack video. And then we heard for the first time from Diddy himself. When it was his turn to talk, he sat in the chair a little bit longer, flipping through the pages of what he wrote down, before he stood up in place and put his hand over his face, moved his hand and then said, "Thank you, Judge, for giving me the opportunity to speak for myself." He said the hardest part about this process was having to stay silent and not express how sorry he is. His voice was shaky and he was on the verge of tears. He offered an apology to Cassie, her family, and to Jane. He was wearing glasses, one of his crew neck sweaters, and he had a full beard. His hair was grown out too, still gray. He kept looking down at his paper and then back up at the judge. Fighting back tears, he said, "I got lost in excess and ego." He said, "I'm humbled and broken to my core. I hate myself right now." And then he turned around to the gallery and his voice gave out when he said, "I'm sorry, Mom. I failed you as a son." After Diddy was done, the judge called for a break. Now we are already 6.5 hours into this hearing. During the break, you could see that Diddy was antsy because it was time for the judge to sentence him. He was rubbing his face, he kept putting his hands in his face. It was time for the judge to speak, and he reiterated that Diddy was only being sentenced for the Mann Act convictions. But the judge made it clear that he was going to take into consideration everything he heard during the trial. He started off by saying, "Listen, Mr. Combs, I know your accomplishments, that you're self-made, that you're an inspiration to your community. I know about your accomplishments, your struggles, that you're a father, that you're struggling with drug addiction. I understand it all. However," and that's when the judge went off, saying the freak-offs were not just sex, drugs, and rock and roll. He said, "You abused the power and control that you had over women that loved you. That I heard Cassie's testimony. I saw the text, the evidence, the bruises. I know that 2 women contemplated taking their lives because of you. That these are serious offenses and you've done irreparable damage to these women. That despite what the defense says about the prostitution charges, you were no John. You were more." He then said, "I understand multiple people have come to this court today to say you're a changed man." But he said, "Remember when you beat Jane when you were under investigation? And this was after Cassie's lawsuit and after the hotel attack video? You didn't seem remorseful then." He said, "Do you remember when you taunted her while you were beating her and said, 'Is this coercion?' So with that, he said, I want to send a message to victims and abusers that you will be held accountable," and then laid out that he will be sentenced to 50 months in prison. When the judge read the sentence, both Diddy and his family didn't express much emotion. It was a stark contrast to the excitement and the standing ovation that he received when he was acquitted of 3 of the most serious charges he was facing. At one point, when the judge was talking about Cassie's victim impact statement, Diddy just shook his head. The judge then thanked Cassie, saying, "I'm proud of you for coming here and saying what really happened," leaving off with, "You stood up to power."